Hey everyone, this is David Brown with the migration update for May 11th, 2025 from the Derby Hill Hawkwatch. It was a beautiful sunny morning, though there was a moderately strong and chilly northerly wind, so it was best to do some songbirding in the more sheltered areas. I hiked over to the third field and headed down into the woods, and near the start of the boardwalk I came across this warbler singing. We can see it's yellow overall with some black striping down the sides and a bit of a distinctive facial pattern. This is a prairie warbler. Here we have another warbler that's plain yellow underneath, and we can see a bit of a black line through the eye, and this was singing a bee buzz song. This is a blue-winged warbler. I saw a couple of raptors during my morning songbirding. Here we have a small hawk with a long squared-off tail, relatively small head. This is a sharp-shinned hawk. Here we have a songbird that's yellow overall with kind of an orange bill and black wings with some white wing bars. This is an American goldfinch, and despite those northerly winds, there was a pretty good flight of goldfinches this morning with at least a couple hundred. Here we have a large corvid with a very large bill and kind of a shaggy throat and a tail where the outer tail feathers are quite short compared to the central tail feathers. This is a common raven. Here we have kind of a lanky raptor with a long tail and thin pointed wings and an owl-like facial disc. This is a northern harrier. Here we have a black bird that has some white highlights to it and some yellow to the back of the head. This is a male bobolink, and we had several flocks of bobolinks flying over with more than 100 total for the morning. Here we have two very large gulls. On the underside, we can see a two-toned pattern to the wings, and if we look at just a tiny bit of upper side, we can see on this top bird, we can see that it's a dark upper side to the wing. These are large because they're the largest gull species in the world. These are great black-backed gulls, and I think I had some great black-backed gulls maybe on the very first day of the season, and I hadn't seen any since, so they're actually quite uncommon to see during the hawkwatch season. From the north lookout in the morning, I had 66 species, which is a really great total for just a few hours of birding on an off-wind day. It really shows that we're coming into the peak of the songbird migration with such great variety of birds around this time of year. With those northerly winds, the hawkwatch was conducted from the south lookout today, and it was a moderate north to northwest wind and clear skies pretty much the whole day. Got up into the mid-50s, so it was comfortable, but it was a bit chilly with the wind at times. Overall, the flight today was kind of slow but steady, and we didn't have very many good looks, but here's a bird that did give a nice look in the morning. Here we have a small compact buteo with pointed wings and a black tail with some white bands to it and brown barring to the underside. This is an adult broad-winged hawk, and it's holding its leg down. This is probably due to an injury. Turkey vultures were the most numerous migrant today with 150 total. Here we have a buteo that's facing into the wind and hovering in place. We see a dark belly band and dark patagial bars and a red tail because this is an adult red-tailed hawk. Here we have the top side of a raptor. Looking at the shape, we see a long tail, and we see kind of long, thin wings, and we see a white rump on this bird, making it a northern harrier, and you can see it's being harassed by a red-winged blackbird that's trying to chase it away from its nesting territory. And as the harrier turned and showed the underside, we can see that it has actually no streaking at all to the breast and very plain in the patagial areas, making this a juvenile. We had a dozen migrating bald eagles today, and this adult gave us a decent look. From the south lookout today, I had 47 species. Altogether for the day, I had 77 species. Looking at the list for the season, over the past few days, I've added some species that I've heard as nocturnal flight calls, things like common gallinule, American bittern, Swainson's thrush, hermit thrush, and then today we had one new species for the season, which was that prairie warbler in the morning, bringing us to a total of 183 species for the season. Taking a look at the hawk count report for our migrating raptor totals, today we had 150 turkey vultures, 1 osprey, 12 bald eagles, 2 northern harriers, 4 sharp-shinned hawks, 1 Cooper's hawk. We had 2 broad-winged hawks and 7 red-tailed hawks, and we had 1 merlin for a total of 180 migrating raptors. That brings the May total to 4,642 and the season total to 82,900. Taking a look at the forecast, it's shaping up to be one heck of a week. We have a lot of great southerly winds coming up. For tomorrow, they're calling for mainly sunny skies with a high in the mid 70s. Winds will start southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour and then shift around more southwest. And then eventually they'll probably shift northwest as a lake breeze kicks in. So it's a nice favorable southerly wind, should get some raptors moving in the morning, though it's a little bit on the light side. So for tomorrow, I was only saying moderate migration, but it could end up being a better day than that. We'll just have to see. Keep in mind with those blue skies, sometimes the birds get up high and are hard to spot. And songbird migration should be good overnight tonight, so it could be a good day to get out early and see what new goodies have shown up, and hopefully a decent morning flight of non-raptors flying over the North Lookout as well. For Tuesday, they're calling for cloudy skies with a slight chance of a rain shower, high in the mid 70s, and southeast winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So that's our best wind direction, and that's a really good speed. That should be strong enough to hold off a lake breeze. So as long as it's not too gloomy on Tuesday, I think it should be a really good day. And looking at the hourly right now, they're even showing some sunshine in the morning for Tuesday. So I think Tuesday could be an even better day than tomorrow. And then for Wednesday, cloudy skies with a high in the low 70s and southeast winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. So excellent winds again. Wednesday could be another really good day, both for raptors and non-raptors. All right, it looks like we could have some really big days coming up, both for raptors and non-raptors. And this is the time of year that pretty much anything can show up. If we're going to get a mega rarity, it's going to be this time of year. So hope you can get out birding. Even if it's not here, get out birding somewhere. There's going to be a lot of birds around this week. Hope you can come join us soon out at Derby Hill. From Lyco Birds, this is David Brown. Thanks for watching.